As we get the day started with our keynote address on leading people and teams, leading through influence, it's an absolute delight to present to you Ms. Kaku Nakate, President and Country Head, Bank of America, India.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to the virtual Rethink HR Annual Conclave 2021. It's a great pleasure to talk on the theme that mind occupies all the time. The future of work, diversifying, personalizing, and adapting is going to be important for everyone who is not only in the leadership position, but in any job that they are doing today. And the pandemic has accelerated this change. Almost overnight, heads of companies, leaders of businesses, and human resources have had to rethink and reinvent strategies to meet the unforeseen challenges as we think of leading teams with remote working, hiring, training. Organizations have had to develop flexible work systems and create an enabling environment to help firms meet their KRAs. The pandemic also presented, in my opinion, MNCs a great opportunity to showcase the prowess of human capital in India. We are lucky. Many MNCs and their leadership, like Bank of America, rose to the occasion by taking over work from many other countries that were struck by the pandemic, even more than us, thus helping their headquarters find global solutions to all emerging problems. On one hand, we offered solutions to the workfront issue. On the other hand, we are at the epicenter to provide the much needed vaccines across the entire world. It's a cliche to suggest that the world we live has changed and is changing every minute as we speak. These are some of the nuggets from our Bank of America's world-class research team that I thought I should share with you as you think through the future of workplace. India accounts and will account for 40% of the next billion consumers globally who will be billionaires. India's youthful economy today is 500 Gen Zs and millennials. They all have 500 million users or mobile users, second only to China. Zillennials, Gen Y is out, Gen Z is in. They are the largest generation, 2.5 billion globally, born between 1996 and 2016, just entering the workplace, and accounts for 32% of the global population. India alone accounts for 20% of all Gen Z globally, outnumbering China by 150 million. Currently, just to give you overall, around 500 billion is the total gross income by these Gen Z people. Gen Z has never known life without a Google. They prefer to hang out with their friends virtually, even in real life. They spend 6 years of their life on social media, and they won't use credit cards often like we've done. 40% prefer hanging out with their friends virtually than in real life. They are called the clicktivists. Half of them, you will be surprised, don't want to touch alcohol and want to eat any kind of meat. Fast forward now, a decade later, Gen Z's economic power is going to be growing the fastest in the world. 33 trillion versus 500 billion today will be the income of Gen Zs in 2030, and it will be 27% of the global income. APAC's income already accounts for the 1/3 of the Zillennials' income and will soon, by 2035, exceed North America and European combined. Finally, I'd say the 80% definitely believe ESG investing is going to be very, very important in their financial decisions, in their work decisions, and they would trust robots to even help them with financial decisions as well as, you know, keeping them to where they should lead. These are the changes on the anvil, and dynamic HR professionals like yourselves will have to work in step with the leadership to transform the fabric and culture of a great organization to make them agile and nimble. You face challenges that your predecessors could have never thought of. In addition to embracing a creative and a collaborative work environment, you will have to navigate an increasingly complex marketplace comprising tech-savvy consumers. Client centricity is at the helm. It is the key mantra to succeed for an organization. Employees will have to hone these skills like AI and data analytics while dealing with machine learning and robotics and not be afraid of it. Thus, training, mentoring, and leadership by example will be the key to success, where the firm's mettle will be tested. Not only CEOs will have to demonstrate, but so will HR. We have to lead themselves in this direction. Key talent acquisition will have to be staffed in pockets so that it helps the existing middle management to retool themselves to continue to take company to newer heights. Recognizing and rewarding your employees will be the key motivational mantras because the young people want recognition regularly. Going forward, workplaces will be transformative, where speech is free, it's an open door policy, ESG and community impact is important, and equal opportunities, amongst others, will be the new norm. It reminds me of a proverb, which I love very much. There are two lives to each of us, the life of our actions and the life of our minds and hearts. Till now, we did this separately, but I envision that the new workplace will reflect this proverb in toto, where every employee will feel comfortable to bring him or herself whole self to work. At Bank of America, we have already created a mutually beneficial culture that allows employees to work in the spirit of collaboration, diversity and inclusion, contribute to communities where they live in. It's heartening to see that every individual works not only for building their own careers, but they all contribute to the overall growth of the organization. We constantly help them to develop advanced skills and enhance their competencies and capabilities that nurture their career. Since I was asked now by the organizer to talk about my journey, which I really don't like doing, but I will dwell on some of the key lessons that I've learned over the years. I discovered very early in my career that it's important to keep things simple. Voice opinions, however uncomfortable they are. Build strong networks by taking initiatives. Share ideas from top to bottom with your seniors and juniors and learn the different perspectives. I believe all these qualities will only raise your standing, prove your capability, and be called upon to take on newer challenges that help and groom you. Thankfully, I was really blessed and had the right backing both at DSP Merrill Lynch, which later on became Bank of America post the merger. My life's mantras handed down to me by my mentors are not just mine alone. They can be yours too. I am grateful to many people who guided me throughout my career. However, the two special call-outs are Tom Montag, who is Bank of America's global COO, and Hemendra Kothari, who many of you would know, is the chairman of DSP. I'd like to just share a few anecdotes about, first with Tom. After the merger of DSP Merrill Lynch and Bank of America, I joined JP Morgan as vice chair for a brief while. Tom met me in New York and asked me to join back to head the bank in India. I hesitated and questioned why the bank would hire a CEO who had never done corporate banking. Tom immediately retorted that the decision to join or not is mine, but the hiring decision is his. Leaders must take risks and diversify their talent pool. They must take bets on candidates that do not always fit an established template. That is how we will bring in diversity of thought. Similarly, he chose an accomplished professional, Tamao, who is my country head for Japan. In 2018, he convinced her to be the country head of Japan. She is the first woman who became a country head for a financial institution in an as matured market as Japan. So I must say that look for talent and try and see and convince your managers to take risks on people. While some risks will pay off, there will be some which will not pay off. But so what? My another valued mentor, I would say, is Mr. Hemendra Kochari, to whom I am always grateful to. He is my idol. His guidance and mentorship, as well as his trust and confidence in my abilities at very early in my life, brought out the best in me and helped me climb the corporate ladder. That brings me to my next thought for today's discussion. How can organizations help their team rise through successive levels? I believe that can be addressed in the following ways. One, the overall company culture. A conflict-free workplace can deliver exceptional results, especially in seemingly difficult situations. Number two, employee engagement. Employees do not work in a vacuum. HR needs to go beyond merely evaluating performance and talk to employees to get them to do many other things and show them what experience and other things can help their business. Number three, training and development. With business getting more complex and competitive, it has become imperative for organizations to ensure that employees have the right skill set. And finally, number four, rewards and recognition. This is best summed up in words of Donald Walsh, the American author of the popular series Conversations with God. The struggle ends when the gratitude begins. Little acts like showing appreciation and gratitude go a long way in motivating people. Finally, I'd say invest in people's or employees' wellness. And as you go through this, the journey is very interesting ahead. We need to change. So will the change come just seeing us. So thank you for having me here today.